Hey folks, Tito here, keeping his ideas outside of the box. What a month it has been. I figured I'd do another vlog to kind of update you guys on what the haps has been with Macbeth Media. That is literally the first time I have ever said haps, and I'm immediately regretting using it. But anyway, we'll get to the updates right away. So, you guys probably saw on our social media that we were at Miami Webfest this year, our first time attending it, and oh my god, was it amazing. If you look on our social media, there's plenty of pictures and videos of all the fun we had and all the people we got to meet and collaborate with in regards to ideas and sharings while we were at Miami Webfest between May the 1st to the 5th. And on top of that, I'm very, very happy to report that Nerdvana the web series won Best Ensemble Cast New Media at Miami Webfest. We're very proud of this award. We are very humbled given the fact that there were so many good web series featured during the festival. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of want to move to Miami now. It was phenomenal, and hopefully this is a really good sign of things to come, both for Nerdvana and for future collaborations with other very talented artists. Before I move on, I just want to give a shout out to Matt Salem and Gammazaki. Gammazaki, is that Gammakazi or Gammazaki? I can never remember. Gammazaki? Anyway, shout out to Matt Salem on the amazing design of the t-shirts, the Miami Webfest exclusive t-shirts that we gave out during Miami Webfest. If you look at our social media, again, you'll see a bunch of those shirts that we gave out to other filmmakers and people that we met in Miami. Now, if you want to snag a shirt for yourself, unfortunately, those were the Miami exclusive run. However, we are in talks about making maybe a second run, just slightly modified for those people that want to get their hands on one of those shirts, because honestly, it's an amazing design. Matt, you outdid yourself. All right. Immediately before Miami Webfest, we were actually at Calgary Expo this year towards the end of April, where we got to see Endgame, and we got to spend the entire weekend mingling with all of our fans and geeks and fellow nerds over at Calgary during the Calgary Expo. This is the first year that we were able to get an actual booth, and oh my god, was it amazing. Usually we're running around the entire expo just trying to meet with people and get the cosplay, and oftentimes we don't get to see everyone. And it's a real bummer because, you know, we try to feature as many people in the cosplay music video as possible, and sometimes people just get left out. Not because we try to leave people out, but just because we just don't get a chance to feature them. So this year we tried to make that a little bit easier for everyone, where we had the booth where we were shooting people, and we ended up releasing not one, not two, but 3 cosplay music videos that are all available on our YouTube page. I will link them in at the end with the annotations and such. And the third one has a fun little intro that we filmed half of in Miami and the other half of when we got home. A big thanks to everyone that came to the Nerdvana screening at Calgary Expo this year. I think we made a couple new fans. We did a bit of a giveaway, and a shout out to the PsyBorgs who were there this weekend, and we consider them kind of like our sister project. Those guys are super talented, and if you see in the background here, I actually have my copy of the PsyBorgs VHS as well as the cassette tape soundtrack by Dicegum. Amazing stuff. The really cool thing about this is that there's actually a downloadable copy of the soundtrack if you don't have a cassette tape player. But I mean, like, who doesn't have a cassette tape player, right? Right? Okay, other stuff. MacGuffin, MacGuffin.com on our website, we actually, another blog entry that I did at the top of the month is now available on 3-point lighting and why does it matter, or if it even does matter. I kind of go into the rules that were taught about lighting in film, as well as when you should bend them and possibly break them, depending on what you're making and what type of story you're trying to tell. And I want to do a big shout out to Rhett Miller, Nerdvana Media, who shot Nerdvana Season 1 and has been a really good friend of mine my whole life. If you're looking for someone with a talented eye to be the director of photography for your project, you should definitely reach out to him. He works really well with people, and he's very good about making people's visions come to life. Nerdvana at Nextfest. So this is new. So Nextfest is this amazing festival that happens in Edmonton. It runs throughout the end, well, I think it's the end of May into early June. And there was a component that was missing for a couple of years, which was the film component. This year, Nerdvana will be screening during the film component on June the 2nd at 9 p.m. Now, what's really cool about that is our very own producer and main actress, Ashley Laurenson, has been selected as part of the Syncrude Nextfest Fort McMurray Artist Program, along with cameo actor Justin Shaw, who was also Nerdvana, the web series. So they're both going to be at Nextfest the entire festival, but more importantly, Nerdvana will be screening with Ashley kind of being there for us. We plan on actually coming to visit and supporting Ashley and supporting Nextfest, and actually looking forward to seeing some people during the festival, because during that film screening, we will also be seeing Abracadabras, who's a fellow StoryHav alumni and a Rosie winner, and James Cadden's 5-course meal. James Cadden is a film friend of mine who I've known for several years now, and 5-course meal is an amazing short film that you should all check out. It's very gross in the best possible way. Other stuff going on. Whew! We're almost there, folks. Macbeth by Theater Just Because and Keyano Theater. It's going to be running May 23rd to 25th, so that's next week. Our very own Ashley Laurenson is the costume designer. Steve is doing photos for the production, and several actors from Nerdvana are featured in various roles throughout this production. Macbeth is by far my favorite Shakespeare play. Or the Scottish play, as those in the theatre know it. You guys should check it out. I think it'll be an amazing production, of course, because so much of the talent from Nerdvana is involved, obviously. Okay, other stuff with Nerdvana. So we mentioned that we were doing one-shots leading into Season 2, and you guys saw some photos earlier last month about it. Well, we're up at it again. This one is going to be called What Are the Chances, which we're filming this weekend, which was written and will be directed by our very own Zach Barrett, who plays Zachary, and King Zalkiant in Nerdvana, the web series. So look for behind-the-scenes photos of that. The last one was, of course, written and directed by Matt Salem. When will we see these? Well, that'll be to be determined. We're kind of strategizing on how we're going to be releasing these one-shots, but we're really looking forward to showing them off to all of you. Other stuff going on in the world of Zachary and, of course, Nerdvana. Twisted Gears, The Legend of Zingdong, episode 2.05, Performing in Central Square is now available. My character, Titus, gets to really flex his bard muscles in this episode, and there's some hilarious stuff that happens with No One, which is played by Matt Salem, and Mikhail, which is played by Mike, and as they come back to the group, I think by the end of the episode. So very much check it out over at Twisted Gears at Libsyn. Other stuff. Oh yes, finally, with last but certainly not least, and this goes to everyone in Fort McMurray, Nerdvana is having a long weekend sale right now, and I had to actually write it down because there's a huge list of items available right now. So there's currently 50% off select statues. Board games and puzzles are currently at 25% off. And select Funkos are $10 this weekend. And if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, and who isn't at this point? Well, I guess there's people that aren't fans of Season 8. I personally love it, but I know so many people that want a rewrite to happen. But to get to the point, Game of Thrones stuff has been heavily marked down over at Nerdvana. They're not paying me to do this. I'm just a big fan of the store. And as you can see in my background, I've kind of just bought every item in the store at this point. It's just stacking up. But for now, I think that's it. I've given you guys all the information I have. You guys stay tuned, and you'll see more blog entries, more vlogs, and more videos. And until next time, this is Tito saying, learn to be professional, but keep that indie passion.